IHMS.
مرتن حد قيلي وانيات لدا وفاجو زت بيتي شامي غددا مرتن حد قيلي وانيات لدا choose a thing shami huda
IHMS Commentary. Melody from Paradise. Queen of Harari Melodies. This is the IHMS Tracking Harari Icon series, a series that focuses on and celebrates Harar's political, economic, and social heroes. It is all about Harari impact makers in Ethiopia and beyond. IHMS believes that the true legacy of Harar should be re-echoed and come to light to Ethiopians and the globalized generations, especially when Hararis are scattered across the world. In the last few episodes, we presented Aid al-Wambara, Ambassador Muhammad Bahar Sheikh, Au Haji Muhammad Ture, and Honorable Yusuf Wabar. These are great children of Harar. Harar not only gave these extraordinary persons to Ethiopia, but also contributed to the civilization of Ethiopia in all aspects of socio-economic, political, and institutional reformations. To mention a few: coin mintage, tax systems, finances, investment, administrative structure, international trade, architecture, writing, publishing, bookbinding, farming techniques, military strategies, conflict resolutions, clothing, and music. Harar is the only city in Ethiopia, for that matter in sub-Saharan Africa, that holds 2 recognitions from UNESCO, namely 1. Laureate World Heritage Site, City of Peace, and 2. Shawwal Eid Festival as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Currently, Harar is also a symbol of harmony and peace in Ethiopia. However, today the focus is on a person known as a composer and icon of melody. She was highly involved in traditional music. She promoted Harari values in Harar, Ethiopia, and across the continents. She was a child of Harar who significantly impacted the music arena and the radio waves of Ethiopia. This person was I Nuria Ahmed Ali Shami, famously known as Shamitu, a lady of many melodic voices and a master composer. She remains a gem of Harari music. 1. Harar, the birthplace of extraordinary. In the heart of bustling Harar lived a woman whose voice echoed through Harar's narrow and winding streets. She captivated all ages and walks of life. Two. Nuria Ahmed Shami, iconic vocalist and composer. Since childhood, Nuria had weak eyesight and almost completely lost her sight through time. However, this did not stop her from becoming a multi-talented Harari icon. She was a creative, skillful, and cultural champion who became a successful vocalist and composer. Her fame knew no borders. Dr. Cynthia Kimberlin interviewed Shamitu in 1972 and noted her exceptional vocal quality. Kimberlin described Shamitu as having the creativity, skills, and talent to be a successful vocalist, composing texts in which she varied both the melody and composition subtly to avoid monotony in captivating her audiences. Shamitu did not attend school to play music and compose. She bypassed formal music education. She was a gifted singer and composer. In her unique style, not only did she conquer the art of singing, but also mastered playing instruments such as the kabal, a pair of wooden blocks, and the duff, tambourine. Shamitu was more than just a performer. She was a storyteller, cultural flagpole, and treasure. Each song she sang and the instrument she played narrated her journey, Harar's history, Harari values, divine virtues, and universal human experiences. Shamitu composed melodies evolving from basic melodic outline and format. When composing, she factored in vocal ornaments, accompanying instruments, overall individual vocal styles, and the emotional impact of the audience-performer interactions. Her favorite love song, Waylele, was performed as a duet accompanied by duff and kabal. As a singer and composer, Shamitu focused on improving Jaliye and Way Jaliye, typical harmonious Harari songs recounting love affairs and nostalgic Harari weddings. She spent over 15 years refining the compositions of such songs in her performances of Way Jaliye, leading to complete tranquility and absolute serenity. She played Jaliye with effortless grace and agile movement. Her voice captured the landscapes of Harar and Ethiopia. Her voice weaved tales of ancient legends and contemporary emotions. She brought tears to eyes and smiles to faces. She captivated the souls of her audience to a blissful height and delight. Dr. Kimberlin concluded that shamitu could convey themes of praise, love, nostalgia, and religion. Her emotions communicated joy, anger, love, sadness, loneliness, depression, and supplications. Kimberlin's studies in 1972 and 1996 revealed that shamitu's infinite melodic variation noticeably merged when accompanied by another singer such as legendary singer I. Amina Adam, popularly known as I. Guinea. As natural soulmate singers, I. Shamitu and I. Guinea instantly touched the hearts and minds of their audience with their duet songs. Referring to Harar City website, a few Harari duets are Gay Waldo Gay Kibowa, The Child of Harar, Come Back to Harar, Kuday, My Precious, Harare, My Much Beloved Harar, Gay Waldach, Children of Harar, Waylele Kuday, Oh My Precious, Haluna Gay Waldach, We Possess the Children of Harar, Gay Waldo, Oh the Child of Harar, Sinan Ajalinta, It is Destiny, Nabo, Oh the Prophet, and Jaliye, My Royalty. Within a split second, they magnetized their audience. Their duet performances triggered, captured, and pushed the imaginations of their audiences to blissful emotional heights and hypnotization. They are a source of musical cloud nine. 3. Shamitu, universal composer and vocalist of Ethiopia. A composer is defined as a recognizable body of music that attempts to be both original and unique. Some specific attributes of Ethiopian composers are also defined culturally, taking societal, religious, and cultural characteristics. Within such context, a researcher from the Music Research Institute, Dr. Cynthia Kimberlin, spent over 20 years, 1970 to 1990s, assessing singers and composers in Ethiopia. Among numerous singers and composers in Ethiopia, she identified 4 singers and composers who used oral and traditional frameworks. Based on her article titled 4 Contemporary Ethiopian Composers and Their Music, she researched 4 outstanding Ethiopian singers and composers, namely Asnakach Warko, Nuria Ahmashami Khalid, Ezra Abbate Iman, and Ashenafe Kabada. These 4 outperformed contemporary and formal music education since they relied on their talents and oral traditions to sing and compose their songs, but uniquely each. At the time, Cynthia summarized that Ashenafe, Askanach, and Shamitu were at the pinnacle of their careers, while Ezra still worked and experimented with various musical genres and instruments. Ashenafe primarily, though not exclusively, utilized the written process in the form of scores, while Ezra utilized both oral and written processes depending on the music genre. Asnakach and Shamitu relied on oral traditions and learned songs from live and recorded music. The fact remains that composers are technically and artistically practiced at having the capacity to convey their state of affairs musically. For example, Asnakach felt compelled to express feelings about love and other human emotions through music. However, in the 1960s, the Harari community designated 4 women as the sole repositors for traditional music, consisting of Shamitu, Amina Adam, Zabida Abdosh, and Nuria Meleye. Whenever singing took place, these 4 women appeared. However, Shamitu's legacy grew. The Harari community had accorded Shamitu to the repository of Harari cultural songs. She took responsibility and felt a special obligation to hold onto and pass Harari values through music to the next generation. She continued to blend the old with the new, her music becoming a bridge between generations. She became the oral historian, flag carrier, and reflector of real life. Her name became synonymous with cultural awakening, restoration, and artistic brilliance. Her story inspired countless others to explore and cherish the Harari heritage. As a social reformer, Nuria Ahmashami remains the fountain of poetry, melodic voices, and song compositions of traditional Harari music. 4. Shamitu, world-class melody of Harar. Shamitu's rise to fame began in her teenage years when she captured the hearts and minds of her community in Harar and beyond. Like Kulthum, an Egyptian singer dubbed the voice and face of Egypt, Shamitu is also the voice and face of Harar. Shamitu is the melody and gift of Jugal from Harar to the world. What do these ladies have in common? Both are the most famous lady singers and public personalities of the 20th century. They were connected through the Nile River. Due to external factors, they both had weak eyesight over time. But that did not stop them from becoming icons of their nations. For over a half century, they mesmerized the Arabs and the Ethiopians respectively. Their sweet voices with embedded messages vibrate in the hearts and minds of their communities. They put their audiences on cloud nine, extreme happiness. They are indigenous and original voices whom you can even hear in end space. Shamitu was, however, uniquely Harari, who blended traditional Harari music and modern elements. Shamitu was known as Sham Harar to her fans and unique to the Harari people. According to Ustad Ali Naji, Shamitu entertained the whole of Harar, the Redawa, and Addis Ababa. Her voice was heard on Ethiopian radio as well as Voice of America, VOA. With over 50 years of service, her melodramatic vocal quality was irreplaceable, akin to what Delahun Gassasa, king of Amharic songs, was to Ethiopians, and Aretha Franklin, Queen of Soul, to the U.S. audiences. Her extraordinary voice stood out from traditional Harari music through Jaliye and Koot and Koot. She also modernized songs like Hakim Zamoseo, The Infection of Love the Doctor Could Not Cure, and Minta Mache Nakeo, Why Was My Worry? Without Shamitu's extraordinary efforts, the challenging classical poems of traditional songs would be difficult, if not impossible, for the current generation to translate and perform. She made them simple, and with simplicity, she struck harmony with audiences. Her name became synonymous with cultural honor and innovation, excelling in love, traditional, and spiritual songs. Her music remains memorable for generations to come. Furthermore, Kimberlin noted Shamitu's ability to convey themes of praise, love, nostalgia, and religion. Her emotions communicate joy, anger, love, sadness, loneliness, depression, and supplications. Studies in 1972 and 1996 revealed Shamitu's infinite melodic variation, noticeably uniting with accompanied by another singer. Shamitu focused on improving Lele and Way Lele. These are hypnotizing Harari love songs. She spent about 15 years refining their compositions. Shamitu stated in a 1996 interview that singing and composing were gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not learned or trained skills. She composed through oral tradition, often using one melody set to different lyrics, where a new song was defined by the lyrics, not the melody. Her performance of Wailele could turn chaos into pin-drop silence, said the researcher.
أرض عليك عجائب إلهي دودك وحابين تفوق ورقك وشكر ومالي دودك بلا تبيك انتاش أرض عليك عجيب بسم الله دودك وبحاجي فعلي أرض عليك وبي عبد الله دودك يوسف إدريس أرض عليك وغليني نعطاك دودك حاجات إبراهيم أرض عليك يا من بذات كمان دودك كلامك كمان توزيك يمر لحي خيجك دودك تريد الخبير توزيك فرحق الخجوك دودك ولا لا 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 ورقك لا 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 دودك لا 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 ورقك لا 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 نجومك دودك نجوم أفضايا ما أرض عليك جميل عبد الخيرات أحمد ذكر سودك عشا كل ذا المعظم نفذ وقارا سودك وشبه بحلوب وبديك بحسال الرومان سودك بديك بنوية المعظم تخاق سودان فرحان سودك كيف لي وداق المعظم غاية اللي فنان سودك حالي من اللي فيه المعظم مليون عبد الرحمن سودك لا 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 حيوانك لا 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 سودك كفاحي مهديش المعظم وجقالي الحسن سودك لا 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 حيوانك قد رحمن سري سودك لا 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 حيوني المعظم لا 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 سميرا سودك لا 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 فتحية الأرض عندك لا 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 إكرامي.
As a side note, the 26th Harari Annual Cultural and Sports Event in Harar, where its opening ceremony was impressive and impactful. It was beyond our imagination that Harar had just come out of political turmoil within 4 years to host such a world-class event. The young Hararis have come a long way in their homeland, Harar. At the 26th Harari Cultural and Sports Events, the youth has shown a harmonious mindset and demonstrated cultural inheritance, keeping Harari values alive. Their vibrant performances are testimonies of cultural revival and continuity, empowering Harari communities and strengthening our sense of identity. They showed their contributions to our harmonious social, economic, political, and environmental well-being. They have reset the momentum of reaching out and team spirit. Also, several social events and weddings took place in Toronto. We were invited to many and enjoyed them all. The blended activities of the old and the young raised our hope, indicating Harar's cultural inheritance and connectivity. The performances of the youth were the most inspiring and connected to Harar's team spirit. The diaspora-born youth has taken over the mantra of dhikri and maulud, religious chants, filling in the shoes of the Harari dhikri and maulud giants, the likes of Ustaz Bakri Gato, Ustaz Hamza Kibo, Ustaz Bakri Roge, and Ustaz Ahmed Fasih Adus. In any development and social continuity, the youth is always the hope. In their sphere, the young girls have also become the likes of Shamitu and Guinea. They sang effortlessly assorted Harari wedding songs and religious chants. Their activities were signals of the continuity of Harar's values and virtues, practicing the Islamic way of doing things. They have become the bearers of Harar's identity in the diaspora. They made our days and raised our hopes and aspirations about Harar. In addition, MashaAllah, we have always upheld Harari women and their role in keeping and building Harar for centuries. Harari women are mainly the custodians of Harari heritage, the key to preservation, transmission, and development. The Harari culture and tradition flow and survive through Harari women. Looking around us, name it. Aya Chafocha, Adagar, Balachu, Moyagar, Bahagar, Quran Gay, the language, the Harari attire, clothing, and ululating. Most Harari values, virtues, and institutions are activated and functional because of the women. Without them, the overwhelming Harari values would not have survived and lasted with the trials and tribulations Harar has constantly experienced for decades. Locally and internationally, they are well-rounded ladies. They are the core and soul of Harari society. On a higher note, we highly value the mothers who encourage and support their daughters, not to slip into non-Harari wedding fashion shows, but to wear indigenous Harari wedding attire, original traditional clothes, cultural ornaments, and Harari songs. Also, what was the reset at the 25th Harari Cultural and Sports event in Toronto? The momentum in Harar continued. Harar has set a higher momentum for harmony and development. Building on this momentum and contributing to Harar's continuity is an absolute necessity and a must to uphold. It is a momentum of a high degree of cohesion, alignment, harmony, and autonomy. A momentum that resets a common vision, goals, clear roles, and responsibilities with open arms to revive, harmonize, develop, and practice Harar's values. All in all, such community scenes, events, and occasions show our level of integrity and unity. It is high time to use the momentum to reinstate Harari institutions and revive Harar's collective actualizations, working on institutional actualizations such as Afocha and Mugad at all levels. Inshallah, regardless of our places of residence and surroundings, keeping Harar's customary qualities will ensure the continuity of Harar's values, virtues, and building institutions for years to come. May Allah bless us all. Ameen.
Dallahi Kalbele kalbeyi temata Wajweye gudari kuji Kalbele watu khayri gila Wajhane ayam bel gigi Kalbele wani ibadaku Wayazide kalbele yukungi وإكرام جميل كودا وما وتقول سكتي سنجل قد دل لدى ينام يدونا ويزيد ذات بدلو سيجل ويحاني بيها كتبي تايه ويبايه مسكني نابيجل قد دل لعاني خاطر جميل قد دل لبانو مراد عشق وكرهاني دنيا بحلقوجي ودللي على خيتي نعساس ودللي فتن ببعطوجي ودللي ودللي عيام دللي وكرهاني يخزيان.
Now, coming back to the story of the Queen of Harari Melodies. 5. Shamitu, the dynamic and soul of Harari music. She became a preservation of Harari songs. She was an opera by herself, her voice amalgamating with the serene surroundings, creating an almost peaceful experience for her audience. Despite her fame, Shamitu remained humble. She used her influence to promote cultural heritage and traditional and artistic music. She energized young artists, ensuring the next generation could appreciate and evolve Harar's cultural legacy. Shamitu's sweet voice echoed through the streets of Jugal and the valleys of Ethiopia. When and wherever she appeared, the young and the old gathered, their hearts warmed with her melodies. She went across the globe in renewing and connecting the diaspora community to Harari heritage. She motivated and inspired the generations in Ethiopia, Europe, Australia, Canada, and the US. Within the duality of the Harari poetic songs, spiritual and secular, Shamitu's powerful spiritual lines sparked the climax of mesmerizing the audience, a mesmerization to the extent of losing one's consciousness in elation. Among her elation lines, Hararis always remember Nabiu Nilizana Nitfekarzana and Nabiu Geziu Nihurzana. She was a cascade from Jugal. Harari music manifests itself in Saleh, Solo, Jalie, My Love, Masnoi, Poems, Quote Unquote, Duality, Mamsas, Drew Out, and Malhad, Relaying. In all categories, dhikr, a spiritual song, is filled with elation, drumming, clapping, ululating, and group dancing. Shamitu excelled in almost all categories, but Jalie, My Love, The Wannabe, The Prophet, Our Remedy, and quote-unquote duet performances uniquely are her things and style. Her uniqueness was obvious. She was the best of all time. When Shamitu was on stage, the imaginations and reactions of her audience were instant. She reached her fans and art lovers powerfully. The men and the women audience would each group with gratification to enjoy. The sheer presence of her was mesmerizing, but with her melody, she elated them to blissful heights. With her grand voice, she consumed every other sound. Other sounds stood still, and imagination went to capture the legend on the stages. Shamitu was always proud of her traditional attire, metfota, red shawls, and wore shawalia, gold bracelets, wikri, Harari necklace, and zirguf, golden forehead gear. When she appeared on any occasion, the audience felt that they were on cloud 9. She conquered the stages, shined to her spectators, and threw her hands on the kabal or daf. She generated her favorite melodies, Nabiunil Zana, Seeking the Prophet, and Geziu Nuhrzana, traveling to the Prophet's city, Medina. Her songs, indeed, were compacted with extraordinary traditional, spiritual, and secular messages. She touched all aspects of our lives. The combination of her melodic voice and majestic messages uniquely resonates with us all. She electrified and galvanized all. On many occasions, when Shamitu sang the final note, a profound silence enveloped the crowd, their hearts filled with jubilations. Then, one by one, they stood and intensely clapped, their eyes filled with gratitude. Shamitu smiled, knowing her mission was far from over. Her legacy continues. Her name became synonymous with cultural revival and artistic brilliance, and her story inspired countless others to explore and cherish their heritage. One thing is clear. Shamitu has distinctive characteristics often expressed on stages. Her cultural and musical contributions to Harar were significant, representing Harari women with personal, professional, and cultural majesty. A final note. We must not forget our artistic identities. It is essential to honor our artistic selves, our tastes, and our unique personalities. All music mugads, groups, and afochas. We should always show great respect for ourselves in both art and life. Wherever we are, we wear our own styles with self-respect, and in our art, we assert our independent identities. This dedication is what makes our music one of the best and most successful in Ethiopia. Shamitu's influences and contributions brought Harari aesthetics and music into the 20th century, revitalizing our culture. With her immense natural talent and unwavering dedication to singing, she became the most celebrated singer of Harari poetry. Her songs, whether formal or informal, often carried political, historical, and literary undertones, underscoring the importance of our Harari heritage and the richness of our culture. At this point, we recommend everyone to read a book titled Geifakar, Harari Songs, compiled and written by her grandson, Gesi Ilyas Tesfaye. The book widely covers Harari music world in all its aspects, a very interesting educational read. Shamitu was not just the most glamorous singer, she was a beacon of cultural icons, a symbol of artistic fusion, the cohesion of social unity, an embodiment of Harari music, and a timeless social messenger whose voices and insightful messages always resonate in the minds through the ages. Her voice always incarnates in weddings and Harari events. Hararis always remember her songs at all weddings worldwide. Overall, Shamitu's irreplaceable voice propels Harari songs and remains the voice of Harar worldwide. Her footprints are everywhere. She left an indelible mark on the history of Harar's music. She rightfully earned the titles the Queen of Harari Melodies and Harar's Heavenly Melody. Shamitu, the voice from paradise, remains one of the hallmarks of charisma, a beacon of hope, and Harar's identity for years to come. After a half-century of service for her beloved Harari communities with love, grace, and glory, this music genius passed away in 2002. May Allah grant her the highest Jannah. Written by Dr. Abdul Fattah Khalil. For more IHMS videos and publications in Harari, Amharic, and English, as well as for donations, visit our website www.ihmshararemedia.com. Also, Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share our programs. Thank you again for listening and watching IHMS programs. Until we meet with another Harari icon and Ethiopian impact maker, wish you all peace. I am Nasab, and Assalamu alaikum.
IHMS